Today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new release of 2022-23 National Treasures basketball. Cards you should be going after, strategies that I'm going to be implementing when it comes to the product release. Now before we get into it, I did want to say a quick reminder that this week's giveaway is a Victor Wembanyama Topps Now PSA 10 rookie card. If you guys want to enter in to win a free chance at a $90 card, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram at itskanalahuja and comment the word done. We will be announcing the winner on my private Instagram at itskanalahuja, so definitely go ahead and follow it. So all you have to do, once again, subscribe, like the video, follow me on Instagram, and comment the word done. Once you follow those 3 easy steps, and you will be entered in to win a $90 Victor Wembanyama rookie card. Now without further ado, we're gonna hop right into the video. So as you guys can see on Blowout Forums, the most updated release date for 2022-23 National Treasures basketball is set for November 15th. I'm recording this on November 7th. It will likely come out sometime next week. So there's going to be a lot of buzz around this product. Of course, you have the likes of Chet Holmgren's cards. Of course, Paolo Banchero. You've got Jabari Smith. You've got a lot of very, very hyped up rookie cards in this class. And I think there's going to be a lot of buzz. We're already seeing what Chet Holmgren's Prism rookie cards are going for, what Paulo's Prism cards are going for, but National Treasures is a different beast. There's going to be a lot of excitement around the product, and there are a lot of great players to be going after. So the first thing we're going to be doing in this video is going over some players that I'm trying to target. Of course, I did want to preface before we get into that I would not be buying right away, because as the product gets pulled, as more cards come out and get pulled from the boxes, the supply is going to increase, as you guys know, and that's when you can see, prices really start to calm down. So they're going to come out at some very steep prices, but then once they calm down, I'm going to be going after quite a few players from this draft class. One of my personal favorites from the draft class is going to be Benedict Maan. On the Pacers, of course. He had a very, very stellar rookie year, of course, putting up close to 20 points per game on a very, very, crowded Pacers team in terms of young talent. Of course, they've got Tyrese Halliburton, but Benedict Maan fits in really well with the team, and he's really like a pure scorer. He reminds me a little bit of like a young Dwayne Wade, where he's got the work ethic, he's got the mentality, he plays in a very aggressive way, which I really like. And I think, given his improvement, I know he started this year a little bit slow, but I think, Benedict Maan in general is going to have a very, very good career and going to continue to increase in terms of just, work ethic and points per game, which I think, being the shooting guard on a team with a distributor like Tyrese Halliburton provides players with great opportunities, because obviously Tyrese Halliburton is one of the best just like passers in the game, best court generals in the game. It's almost like playing with like an elevated Chris Paul, which I think is going to really benefit Mathurin's game in the long term. So I just really like his cards, and I think its National Treasures are going to be very good buys when they come out and they settle down in price. It's going to be interesting to see where they come out at. But given his Prism rookie cards are still pretty cheap, I don't see his National Treasures coming out at some absurd number unless he really picks up his game in the next week or two. But yeah, I think Benedict is definitely some guy on my list that I think is going to have a great opportunity. Now, next up is going to be Jeremy Soan. Of course, Jeremy Soan has been on the Spurs, and there's a lot of buzz around the Spurs right now. I think he's got quite a lot of improving to do. I just think his overall percentages have to increase, but overall, I think he's got a lot of talent in him, and just a lot of potential that I see in his overall court vision. With the new Spurs lineup, I can really see him fitting in really well. And of course, the Spurs hopefully bringing in one of the biggest buzz in the league. I think Soan is pretty much set up to be one of those key guys for the Spurs, those key young talent as they develop and build together. So I definitely like him a lot as an investment. I would definitely wait a little bit to buy into his cards. Of course, there's a couple of different players such as Vassell, obviously Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson. There's about 4 young cornerstones to the team, and I think Soan has a really good chance of, being one of those top 2. I think really being a top 2, a number 3, you look at guys like Michael Porter Jr., in the long term, they don't hold as much value, but being one of those number 1 or number 2 guys on a young, great team is going to really pan out. So it's going to be interesting to see over these I'm going to be really monitoring his situation over these next couple months, and seeing whether I'm really going to want to go in, but he's definitely some guy who's on my list. Now, next up is going to be Jaylen Williams. He is in a pretty similar spot as well, where, of course, the Thunder have Giddey, they have Chet, they have, of course, Shea. So there's a lot of talent out in Oklahoma City. And if Jaylen Williams can get in that conversation of just like young prospects on the Thunder, I think his cards are going to have great value, especially if the Thunder end up making a big playoff run this year, potentially winning a round in the playoffs, showing people that they are really going to be next up, because I truly believe the Thunder will be next up. They're in the next 4 to 5 years, I can see them really being a contending team if they can continue to develop together. So I think Williams is definitely a very interesting pick, and some guy who I'm closely monitoring his situation as well. Now, of course, Jalen Duren, I'm just going to be going over a couple more players very quickly. Duren, of course, is having a great year so far. You see a lot of players, having big years, showing a lot of potential. But I think the biggest thing to look for is their situation. So, for example, the Nuggets and Christian Braun. A lot of people are very high on him. I think he's a great player, but I think he's going to be the number 4 player on the Nuggets for quite a while before he can really elevate his game. Given, of course, they just won the championship with Jokic and Murray being the heads. So I view him as a little bit more of a role player, but what can be very interesting, of course, for guys like Paulo, being the cornerstone of a franchise, Chet Holmgren being up there with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for being the cornerstone of the Thunder, Benedict Mathurin for being up there with Tyrese Halliburton as one of the cornerstones for the Pacers, Shaedon Sharpe being the Blazers next up with Anthony Simons. There's a lot of players who are already in that number 1 or number 2 position, and those are the players who are going to have the most upside, just given if they can lead a team to the playoffs as a 3rd or 4th year player, you can really see their prices increase a lot. So those are some of the main guys I'm looking at. Mathurin, Sharpe, Holmgren, and Paulo. Of course, Jaylen Williams and Duren and other players and Soan are going to be players I'm looking for, but those are really my top 4. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to be buying into, who are you guys going to be buying into with this product? But once again, if you would like to enter into the Wemby giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe, like the video, comment the word done, follow me on Instagram. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.